Hello guys, today I'll be doing a 3 album versus video, and if you haven't heard of one of these albums or anything like that, definitely check the albums that you haven't heard already out before making your order in the comment section below. But if you want to compare the albums that you've heard already or put them in order or anything like that, then that's fine too. But 3 albums I will be comparing today are Overcome by All That Remains, Scream and Fire by Bullet for My Valentine, and Shogun by Trivium. Now, why am I comparing these 3 albums? It is because they all came out in the year 2008, and they all fall under the same subgenre of metal too. Now, what would I put in first place? Definitely an easy choice for me, Shogun by Trivium. The musicianship, the songwriting, the technical / proggy aspect of the album. I don't know, everything about this album I just absolutely love. It is still my favorite Trivium album, but the Sin in the Sentence and Ascendancy do come close though, but this album is definitely my favorite. I mean, you just can't go wrong with any of the songs on the album. There is not a single weak song on the album. And each song has something unique about it too, but some of my favorites on this album are Kurisut Gomen, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Down from the Sky, maybe my favorite Trivium song, Into the Mouth of Hell We March, Insurrection, hands down one of their most underrated songs, and then of course you have the title track too, which is also excellent. But yeah, absolutely love this album, definitely has to be at the top for me with these 3 albums. Now we have these other 2 albums, Scream and Fire and Overcome. Now the one thing that I think these 2 albums have in common is that the first halves are easily stronger than the second halves. Now just because I said that doesn't mean that I don't like the second halves. I mean, there are some good stuff in the second halves of these albums. Like with Scream and Fire, I absolutely love Forever and Always and Say Goodnight. Really strong songs, but you also have Take It Out on Me and Last to Know, which are honestly not some of my favorites in their discography, but still good songs though. They just don't grab me as much as other songs in general in their discography. But yeah, Scream and Fire, this was the album that I first checked out with Bullet for My Valentine. I discovered Bullet for My Valentine through Guitar Hero World Tour, with the song, of course, Scream and Fire, and I went ahead and went on to iTunes and checked out this album and absolutely loved it, and then I checked out The Poison and then other albums right after that. But yeah, this is a solid album, in my opinion, one of their best. But yeah, Scream and Fire, I know some of my subscribers have probably not heard the album, so if you haven't heard it yet, please check it out, especially if you're a fan of metalcore. And maybe thrash too, because you can maybe make the argument that this is maybe their thrash album. I mean, yeah, there is still some metalcore in this album too, but you can really hear the thrash influence in this album, especially with certain songs. But now we have Overcome here, and with the second half, I think my favorites are maybe Relinquish and maybe Do Not Obey. It's hard to pick favorites with the second half with this album, but I'd maybe go with those 2 songs. But with the first half, you have songs like Before the Damned, 2 Weeks, Forever in Your Hands, and Chiron, which are just all excellent songs. Have memorable choruses and all that, great riffs, great solos. But yeah, this is a solid album. Not my favorite All That Remains album, but now, if I were to rank the All That Remains albums, this album would be maybe more towards the middle, but honestly, when it comes to ranking these guys' albums, certain parts of my ranking could change at any time. Sometimes certain albums move around and all that, but this is a pretty good album. But honestly, I'd have to put this album at the bottom when it comes to comparing these 3 albums here, so my order with this versus video is at the top, Shogun, in the middle, Scream and Fire, and at the bottom, Overcome. But honestly, if I'm being honest with you, Scream and Fire and Overcome when it comes to this video, they definitely go back and forth, but for the sake of this video and for the sake of having an answer, I'm going to have to put Scream and Fire above Overcome. But again, if you haven't heard Scream and Fire, please check it out, especially again if you like metalcore. So anyways, that's my versus video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you'd put these albums in order. Have you heard all the albums? Do you love metalcore? Do you love these bands? And all that good stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment and a like. Subscribe. Have a nice day and take care.